So I'm Cynthia Tooley, and as you rightly said, I came here literally 20 years ago, actually, to study. And what I met was a country that was so exciting in the opportunities it offered, and so welcoming just to anybody who wanted to call this home and was willing to work hard. And I don't mean welcoming, oh, it was welcoming to me as a black person. No, it was just welcoming, full stop. And as a result of which, I stayed. But I'll just rewind that. I mean, how many of you are first generation immigrants or have ever moved anywhere as an adult to settle? Excellent. It is a very exciting prospect. For ages, you're telling people you're going somewhere, and you have chosen that country because you believe in what the country will represent for you. You believe in these unknown progressive opportunities. I have to be very careful with the use of that word progressive, but you believe in these positive opportunities that the country would offer to you. And the planning stage is very exciting. It really is. Your friends are envious of you, you're imagining your life in this new country, and it's exciting until you have to pack all your belongings and wheedle out what you're going to take, and you pack them into your 2 times 23 kilograms that British Airways or whoever allows you to take. And you arrive, and the first night, you literally feel panicked. You're anxious for everything you've left behind. I just wanted to turn and go back. I wanted my mom. I didn't want to have to figure out where to buy bread or milk or anything like that. Suddenly my big idea to emigrate just seemed like, what are you doing? And I will admit, I actually phoned Mom and said, Mom, I want to come home. And my mom, with divine God-inspired wisdom, said, that's okay, you can come home after 2 weeks. Because she knew that in that time, I will remember all the reasons I wanted to do this in the first place. It's not a decision you make lightly at all. Because what you're doing is you're giving up who you identified as. I was still a Nigerian, but I was leaving everything I knew. I was leaving the comforts, I was leaving the weather, good or bad, and I was adopting this one. And it took a very long time. I actually read, because for ages I kept referring to when I go home, even though I'd obviously left it as home, I'd made my home here. But I neither felt like I belonged here, nor like I belonged there. And one day I came across this article that was written by a Canadian that had moved to Britain, who said he felt displaced like an alien in both places. And then I Googled it, and it takes about 5 years to feel like you really belong. It took me 5 years to start referring to, when I visit Nigeria, to start referring to it as somewhere else. So the point I'm making is, it's a really, really huge decision, and you are given a lot. You're given a lot of. It has deep psychological impacts, deep emotional impacts, and you would only do it if you're truly accepting a place as yours. Now, I loved Britain from the start. I loved UK from the start. In fact, I don't know, you guys have probably grown up so used to it that you don't really think about what the phrase means. United Kingdom is such a powerful phrase. It's united, right? Now I can't ignore the fact that I come from a country that was colonized by Britain, but I don't dwell in the past, and good or bad, whichever side you sit on, this is where I call home. And when there was such a visceral reaction when I heard that there were talks about splitting into individual components, I thought, why on earth would anyone want to do that? I'm not a politician. I don't really, it's a very dangerous business. I don't really want to go into it. But what I am is someone who likes to set up and grow businesses. And I have set up and grown two. I've set up and grown two charities. And part of that is the stability this country offers you. The ability that with your passport, with your citizenship, you're part of this network. I feel like I am a citizen of Belfast, a citizen of Edinburgh, a citizen of North Wales, a citizen of London. It feels like it's all sort of my responsibility, and now I have a stake in it. So when you've already given up one place and made, gone through the whole process of the upheaval, these talks are extremely dangerous to you. It threatens your feeling of well-being. It really, really does. If I thought that the country was potentially splitting apart and people were going their separate ways, would I have adapted quite as well? Would I have sought to build a life here? Would I have sought to build businesses? Honestly, I don't think so. Because you don't give up what you know to go somewhere that would have all these uncertainties that to you are just not necessary. In my business, I was thinking about it this morning, I employed a Welshman, a Scottishman, people from all over UK. My chief bridesmaid the first time I got married was Irish, from Belfast. To me, UK means a lot. To me, UK means home. And yes, I live in England, but I don't feel like England is more my home than Scotland or Belfast or Wales. When I work in Canada or when I work in America, I say I'm from UK. I don't say I'm from England. Now, my children are half British, half Nigerian, and we all we cheer for everybody in all the sports because they are ours. It is a strange concept to me and to many first generation immigrants because I spoke to a few saying, did you know that this was even on the cards? And a lot of them were from the Commonwealth. And I said, no, why? What is happening? I said, I don't really know myself. But if I were to give a message to those considering this, I would say it's easy to think about splitting up as an exciting, maybe liberating concept when you've known the growth and the stability that being together offers. It's a very slippery slope, and a lot of bad feelings are caused when you do that. And I don't want to be 20 years from now looking back at the good old days when we were together. Because to me, the strength of this country is in the first part of that phrase, United Kingdom. Thank you.